Hey guys, it's Lexi, aka Lexionnabeat, again here today with another one. Welcome back to my channel, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about how I keep my curly wigs, loose wave wigs, wavy wigs looking wet all day. If you're like me, I'm a person that don't like when my hair gets super big, especially when it's long hair, because for me, I don't know, I just feel like it's not tamed and it's just not for me. So this is usually how I wear most of all my curly units. So the first thing you want to do is make sure the top of your head is super flat. I feel like curly hair can tend to get real bulky at the top, and it just gives this almost like wiggy look, versus if you flatten the top a little bit or press out the top a little bit, it just gives it more of a smoother flat seamless look, and that's the look that I am shooting for. Next, I'm gonna go in with some of my hairspray, and I like to spray my hairspray in the brush first and then brush through the top of my head, so that way the top of my head isn't like super hard. But I think in this video I also did kind of spray a little bit on the top of my head, but most of the time I like to spray it in the brush first because it does the job, but it also doesn't like put too much hairspray on there. And I like to do this because once again it's going to get the top super flat after you press it out or flat iron it. This is like that, yes, there I went. This is like that second layer of you making sure that it's flat. Okay, this is going to be your foundation. All of this matters. All of this matters. You have to do these steps to make it look good. Okay. So now we're getting into how we're actually going to make the hair look wet all day. The first thing we need to do is wet the hair down. Now you can wet it with a spray bottle, you can wet it in the sink, you can get in the shower and wet it. But the goal is we need it to be, I don't want to say soaking wet, but we need it to be thoroughly wet. Like each strand needs to be coated with water. Like I said, it doesn't have to be soaking wet, but each strand needs to have some type of moisture on it. You don't want any dry parts on the strand. Also, as you guys can see, I didn't put it at the top of my head because I flat ironed that and it would just make it curl back up. So I tried to focus it more towards the end of my hair. So step 2 is going to be this hairspray right here is what is going to make it look wet all day. Now I know there's videos out there that say, oh, use mousse. I feel like mousse does not keep it as wet looking versus spraying this hairspray. This is the chia hairspray, and it's not the super hard one. This one is the hold 3, and it gives you a firm hold, but not like got to be glue spray or even spray foam firm hold. You do not want any hairspray that's like on that strong level because you're gonna be looking crazy. So the best thing I recommend is like a hairspray that's firming but not like rock hard, you know, something that has a nice grip that's going to keep you together, but nothing that's going to be rock hard to where it's like your curls are like gel down, if that makes sense. After spraying the hairspray, you want to definitely make sure you're combing the hairspray through. Whatever you spray on your hair, you want to comb it through. That's going to make sure it coats each strand, and that's going to make sure each strand stays in that wet looking stage. If you don't, there's going to be spots that get dry, and you're going to be able to tell what's not wet and what actually has product on it, especially when you're using light colored hair like this one right here. All right guys, so this is pretty much how it's looking now that everything is wet, everything is hairspray down. Remember, the more hairspray you put, the more of the wet look that you're gonna get, and the more it's gonna look wetter all day. The least hairspray you put, the least firm is gonna be, and the least is gonna look wet. All right, my love, so this is the hair fully dried. I think it was like maybe like 5% wet, but it was pretty much fully dried. And as y'all can see, it looks very put together. It looks shiny and it looks wet still. It still has that wet look. So that's exactly what we were going for. That's exactly what we wanted. If you still wanted it to look even wetter, remember, just put more hairspray. Thank you guys so much for watching my channel. I appreciate you guys and love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.